Everybody, my name is Jay Jackson and I'd like to talk about wasting your time while doing physical activities. In today's society, physical fitness is a very integral part in our world because of technical advances over the years, such as automobiles and how you don't have to run from point A to point B, you can drive from point A to point B, which isn't physically demanding. So, our workload does not continuously improve our physical fitness. So I want to talk about time management while conducting physical fitness activities so you don't waste time while you're doing this. So there's three parts to this. You have to have a goal, you have to have a plan, and then you have to execute your plan. So let's talk about the goals. There's two parts of a goal. You have the superficial part, where it's the six-pack, you want to be a hunk, cool. Then you have the performance aspect, where you want to be you might be trying to become a professional athlete actually, or maybe you want to run a marathon. Either or, it falls into the physical aspect. But maybe you're not even in those two goals, you're in between, you just want to be healthy. A flat stomach, you want to be able to run 2 miles without almost dying. That's all right too, but that's part of the goals, and those actually just falls in between the two aspects. So, after talking about goals, we want to talk about the plan that we developed from our goal. So let's say you want to be a performance person, you want to run you want to run a marathon, but you run your mile in 6 minutes. So I wouldn't tell you that you want to be able to run 10 miles in 60 minutes. You want to take baby steps to get to that point. So you want to implement an actual plan to get you there. So I would suggest you to take baby steps from 1 mile to 2 miles and then time yourself so you can actually gauge your performance. After that, we have from your planning aspect to your execution. This helps you reduce time because after you have your goal, you develop your plan, you know what you want to do for your execution. This all reduces time because now you're not wasting time while you're doing your execution to figure out what you want to do while you're there. A lot of people I see at the gym are just talking to somebody, or they simply forget what they're doing because they don't have any direction because they didn't come up with a plan to be able to implement in the first place. So how do you actually execute all this? First, you want to actually have everything you need, and then you want to get to where you want to go. Real simple. After you have the means to do what you want and you have the means to get to where you want to go, you're going to have the right type of attitude. There's two things I want you to remember about the right type of attitude. It is intensity and focus. Intensity, pretty much, if you're at the gym and you're on the treadmill and you're running really slowly, maybe you should run less and pick up the effort, intensity. Focus is pretty much determination. If you don't want to run 12 miles, but that's what your plan, your goals, require you to be able to do if you want to run a marathon or get to that point, it's going to take focus for you to get to that point. So those are the aspect of execution. So covering over what we just covered is goals, what you want from yourself, your plan, setting up the system that you want to use to get to your goal, and then executing your goal, actually doing your physical fitness routine. So I'd like to open it up for questions.
I'm trying to improve my time on my run, and I was wondering what is a good time of day to actually run?
Oh, that's a good question. So a good time of day to actually run would be in the morning or at the night. In fact, any time during the day when the sun's out is actually really bad for your body. And honestly, most people have a lot of things to do during the daytime in the first place. So the other part to that being morning time or nighttime is that the temperature is not as hot. In fact, you've probably been to a gym and they had it cooled off, and this helps your performance to get to where you want to go. So the answer to the question is morning or nighttime would be a good time to run outside. But if you're in a gym, any time of the day would be great because it's AC. Thank you for your question.
Well, thank you. For time management, do you have a set schedule?
Or do you think of your workout plan the night before, so that way the next day you're more efficient on time?
Oh, that's a very good question as well. Well, the best thing is not to surprise yourself. Surprising people or yourself actually reduces time while you're executing something. The more you have to think about something, the less effective you are at doing the action and the more time you waste to do it. So the answer to that question is that either or is actually better. If you feel as though you want to do something tomorrow and you already come up with a plan, that's all right. Or if you have a set plan in motion for the whole week, that's even better. But always have a plan is the best answer to that. You don't just want to just go with the wind. But thank you.
Thank you.
You mentioned the plan, and what would be the most effective way, time-wise, when I'm going to work out? Say, what would be the smarter way to go work out if I have a time frame that I need to stick with?
So let's say you have a job and you have to pretty much work your routine around that job. First, I'd actually pay attention to the population of your gym, if you're going to a gym, and see when they have the highs and lows, or just actually ask your the clerk up front at the front desk this answer, the question itself. The best times to go to the gym and not actually be reduced by other people's routine is when it's just less populated, if it works for your work schedule. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So when I go to the gym, should I take a checklist or should I just keep what I want to do in my head and just go until I'm tired?
That's a good question as well. I was talking about setting up the plan to reduce wasting time. The next part to that is if you try and just remember everything, there's a great chance that you'll actually forget things while you're at the gym. Because if you go really hard and you're very intense, you're not concerned about what's in your mind. You're concerned about how much effort you put into what you're doing. So you will most likely forget it. So I actually tell you that you should probably have a checklist. The checklist will be a guide so you know what you're doing. And if you can't get to what you're going to, for example, somebody's on the piece of equipment that you want to use, you can always skip that and go to the next exercise and just come back to it and make sure you cover it down the road. Everything should be flexible and well organized to make sure that you improve your time management while doing physical activities. Good question though. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you for all the time you guys spent with me, and I hope I answered all your questions sufficiently. You have a nice day.